Welcome back, everybody. This is our video solution to problem 3 from quiz 4. Spring 2023, Math 302 at Cal State Fullerton. And we're going to apply the Euclidean algorithm here to find the greatest common divisor of 114 and 42. This is a very procedural computational problem, right? All we have to do is know how to use the Euclidean algorithm. So I'm going to write it down in two ways, one of which can be sometimes a little bit easier to deal with, but the other is the more traditional format, and there's some real good value in writing down this traditional format. So I'll just do it both ways. You pick one that you're comfortable with. So in the first one, I'm going to write down the two numbers, 114 and 42. And what Euclid tells us to do is to subtract 42 as many times as you can, but you don't want to get negative numbers. So I check and I say, well, okay, I could subtract it once, I could subtract it twice, that'd be 84. If I tried subtracting it 3 times, that'd be 126, that'd be too much. So I'm going to write here that I'm going to subtract 2 copies of 42. Okay, so 2 copies of 42, which in my head I know is 84, is going to leave me with 30 left. Okay, and then I'll just drop this 42 down here. Okay, now 30 is now the smaller of the two numbers. And so I'm going to subtract 30 as many times as I can. In fact, I know I can subtract it 1 time. And 1 time will leave me with 12 left, and I'll just drop this 30 down here. All right, now 12 is the smaller number, and I'm going to subtract that from 30. Let's see, 12 I could do 24 is 2 times, 36 is too big. So this will be 2 copies of 12. That's 24, 30 minus 24 is 6. Drop the 12. And at this point, I'm going to stop because I know that 6 divides into 12, right? If I wanted to, I could write down 2 copies of 6. But typically, this is actually where we want to stop, right? And this is because Euclid tells us, this is proposition 7.2 in the elements, is that if you get to a point where one of the numbers divides the other one, in this case 6 divides 12, then you know that the number here, that the smaller number, is the GCD. Okay, so this implies that the GCD of 114 and 42 is equal to 6. All right, so that's the first way we could do this. The other way, it's just a formatting difference. So we'd say, okay, 114 is 2 copies of 42 plus a remainder of 30. Now we want to slide the 42 and the 30 over. So the 42 moves over here, the 30 moves over here. And we say, okay, 42 is 1 copy of 30 plus 12, right? So we're building up the quotient remainder pairs that come from the division algorithm. Now I slide the 30 and the 12 over. 30 is going to equal 2 copies of 12, that's 24, plus 6. And at this point, I could slide over, but again, I know that 6 is going to divide into 12, so I just stop. And this last remainder, before I would get to a 0, right? If I did go down to the next one, I'll do this in a different color. If I did go down, I'd say, 12 is equal to 2 times 6 plus 0. Okay, and we just don't really want to get to this 0 remainder. So we stop when we get to a point where the remainder divides the last divisor. Okay, and so there we go. In either case, we're able to conclude that the GCD of 114 and 42 is equal to 6. All right, we'll see you next time.